Ladies and gentlemen, we have been working all day and now it's after work. I'm Joe, and we're back another episode of the After Work Show. And today I want to talk about some suggestions that I feel like would make the Nintendo Switch better in future updates for the Switch. As you guys know, Switch has been out at this point almost 3 weeks. I think we're headed into the fourth week by the time this video comes out. So I've been playing with it since launch, and I have some suggestions that I would like to propose to Nintendo. Not that they're going to be watching this video, but if you guys share it along and you guys have similar thoughts, please tweet them out to Nintendo. Leave them in the comments down below. That way, Nintendo knows that hey, there's some things that the fans want to see, and the more people projecting it, the more Nintendo will listen to us. So if there's any YouTubers out here watching this video as well and are thinking along the same lines as me, please make those videos. Please say something in the comments down below. First is folders. I'm looking at the Nintendo Switch here right now. I have it up on my XSplit and I'm scrolling through. Already have, I'm going to count them right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 games already, and I'm having to scroll left and right. There is no folders. So folders would be like the biggest thing. You guys did it on the 3DS and the new 3DS. I would have expected it to be a thing on the Nintendo Switch, but it isn't, and it's really, really weird that it's not. I like to keep my games organized based on genre. That's a big thing for me. Like it bothers me when there's just like clutter on a desktop. I need some sort of organization, and right now it's just straight up chaos. I have Breath of the Wild next to Puyo Puyo Tetris, next to Shovel Knight, next to Isaac Afterbirth Plus, next to Master Blaster, next to Slipper Clips. Like it's just crazy right now. Folders, please, Nintendo, send me an update. Send an update. I need my games in a folder. So number two has to deal with the eShop. Now I'm not going to complain about lack of launch titles or lack of titles or anything like that. I just said I purchased 10 games from the eShop. I'm going to be good for a while, especially with Breath of the Wild. So I'm okay. Even though I've beaten that game, I still have like half of that game to go through, maybe even more with side quests and shrines and stuff. So I'm going to have my time's worth with that game. And so with the eShop, I'm specifically talking about the virtual console games, actually. Some of the old school stuff. I'm surprised that it's not up there. There's not something in there that's... Sorry, that was me cracking my hands. I'm surprised that there isn't a variety of virtual console games ready to go at launch with the Switch. New games, I understand those are gonna take time. That is what it is. I'm not gonna bother with that. But the fact that there's no nostalgic games coming back at you is a bit of a shocker. I'm actually surprised. We had them on the Wii, we had them on the Wii U, we even have it on the new 3DS now, where we're getting Super Nintendo games on the new 3DS, which is great. So I would imagine that something like this would have happened now during launch, but maybe there's something with the Nintendo Online program service that's sort of preventing them from really doing anything with the virtual console shop. Maybe they're trying to figure out which games are going to be specifically to the online program and which games they'll just go ahead and flat out say, hey, here's what's available. So maybe we won't see that for a couple of months, maybe even the fall, when there's even more Switches available for customers to buy, because that's also another thing. Duplication of the Nintendo Switch. Sorry, that's the wrong word. Basically, making more Switches is what I'm trying to get. Nintendo did announce that they're doubling up on Nintendo Switch manufacturing, so that's going to be great for customers and fans. I went full on retail there for a second, sorry. But anyway, the point I'm trying to get at is I would love to see virtual console games on here. If there's going to be this spreading out of Nintendo based titles, Mario Kart 8 in April, Splatoon not until the summer, Mario Odyssey not until the fall, Fire Emblem Warriors not until the fall. Give us some Nintendo based titles to hold us over that are gonna, bring us back to the nostalgic times. And hopefully, with those virtual console titles, I hope we don't have to buy them again. Please find a way to link the eShop account of what we've had on our Wii U, our 3DSs. If there's a way to link that to the Nintendo Switch, so that way it shows that, hey, these games have been purchased on other consoles, you don't have to purchase them on here. PlayStation does it. Xbox One does it. I hope Nintendo hears us out and makes that a thing. And my third thing is probably the pettiest of petty things, but the eShop main menu, there's every system does this, minus the Xbox One, and 360 for that matter. There was no background music on the menu. I was like, for as seamless and as smooth this system is when it comes to just finding what you need to find. Sorry, I'm looking at the Switch right now. Whether it's the news, whether it's the eShop, whether it's your albums, whether it's syncing your controllers or just going into system settings. Even your parental controls is on the main menu too. It's just easy to navigate, but there's no background music. Give me the satisfaction of turning off the background music. Yes, I'm gonna rant about that. I'm gonna look like the one idiot that is saying this on a video. I can't say that seriously. No, but it was a little weird that I was just like, I'm waiting for the music to happen and it's not happening. Be that way, Nintendo. Be that way. So I had three things, but I also thought of a fourth thing, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna happen down the road. I will probably include this also in my review of the Nintendo Switch, but adding media services. For all intents and purposes, Nintendo Switch really is a gaming console, so I get that they didn't mention anything about Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, or Twitch. That would be really awesome if it was implemented this fall. I'm going to go on an assumption right now and say that maybe we'll see a big update for the fall for Nintendo Switch, where maybe more people will have it in their hands by then. Maybe more will be available during the fall as well. I feel like, the fact that this thing is so portable, you could take it anywhere with you. It's like, it's basically a tablet for all intents and purposes with controllers on the side. And I said for all intents and purposes a lot. I'm sorry, but you can take this thing and then you can just watch. You'd be able to watch your YouTube videos. You'd be able to watch your Twitch streams, YouTube streams, maybe even stream to them at some point directly from the Switch. Please, Nintendo, YouTube, Twitch. I hope you're all watching this. Nobody watches this. That would be amazing to be able to stream from here, or even just watching content from here. You guys did it with the Wii U. You guys even do it with the 3DS. I would love to see it on the Switch. I have a number 5 that I completely forgot about, but when I keep my Switch in docked mode, it gets super hot and it actually pulls off the protective film. So it actually, like, you can see it right there. It like bubbles all around on the side. I'm gonna give you guys a close up. It bubbles all around on the side, and every time I push it back down, I can't put it back up. I didn't put it in the wrong placement or anything. I put this thing down perfect. I let it sit, and then I put it in the dock afterwards and started playing video games. And like the first thing that happened was it started bubbling up as soon as I took it out into handheld mode. And I was like, this is the Nintendo branded one that I got. This was the premium one. That's the $20 film, so that way it doesn't get scratches, because I'm afraid of the dock, me, like, not the dock itself scratching it, but me placing it in the wrong direction and, like, scratching the sides. So I got that. The scratching portion, I don't see any scratches on this film, but the fact that it's not staying on and it's $20 and it's not doing that, come on. And I heard on a podcast that it was the NVC podcast on Nintendo Voice Chat. They were talking about how, like, manufacturers only get like the screen size, and that's probably what they went based off of, not so much like the technology behind technology on a film. Go figure. Of like, making sure the adhesive stays on and whatnot. But this is a Nintendo branded one, and I feel like that is a bit of an issue that should be addressed, especially if someone's going to spend, regardless of whether it's the $10 one, the $20 one, or even a third party brand that they buy off of Amazon. I'm actually trying out a glass film that I bought off Amazon. I'm waiting for it to come in, see if that works a little bit better, if that sticks on. But guys, yeah, that's something that I feel like should be addressed. So I guess this became six things because I forgot one more thing, which was the save data thing. So the Nintendo Switch, you can download digital games onto your micro SD card, but you can't transfer the save data of a game onto the micro SD card. It only saves to the Nintendo Switch. Now, the reason I find that that's a problem is because what happens if the save data gets corrupted, or if something happens to your Nintendo Switch, God forbid it gets stolen, or your Nintendo Switch gets broken, and then the only thing you have is the micro SD card with the games. Your save data is screwed, and you have to start anew with your game. Your save data is gone. It's nowhere to be found. That's a problem, and I feel like there's no cloud to save it back to, or a hard drive to save it to, because the Nintendo Switch doesn't have those functionalities like the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. um, that's an important feature, and eventually over time there's going to be updates where your Nintendo Switch will take up space. And the Switch alone is only 32 gigs. You can only save so much to that. If you do your screenshots or photos on there, like, those things take up space, and it's gonna kill 32 gigs pretty quickly if that's the case. So there has to be a way at some point down the road where there's an update that the saved data can be transferred over to the micro SD. You guys have done it with the Nintendo 3DS, the new 3DS. There's even a way on those handhelds where you can transfer the data on the micro SD to PC. You can even do a wireless transfer of backup from the PC to your 3DS, which that technology is in there. But it's not on the Switch, and that's a bit of a problem. So Nintendo, if you are watching this, someone watching this small YouTuber, the small guy on a camera talking to a bunch of people who might or might not be watching this, then please make this a thing. Let us be able to transfer save data to micro SD cards. And one more thing, I'd love to see themes on here. That would be great. Just nice little backgrounds. I have my Trainer Red background on my 3DS. I would love to see, more themes on the Nintendo Switch, or themes in general. There's nothing there but games. So Nintendo, that's just another one for you. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you sort of fell in the same line with some of these things. I know not everything that I talked about you guys might agree with, which is cool. That's what this community is about: conversation and, talking these things out. What can we do to tell Nintendo, hey, it'd be cool if you could do this thing, or it'd be cool if you could do that thing? Leave them in the comments down below if you think there's something that would make the Switch better, aside from more Nintendo games or more titles in general on the Switch. I'm sure they know that by now, but I mean, hey, I've got my 10 games. I've got time to burn and go through them, or I don't really have time to go burn through them, but I do them on streams every Friday and Saturday as well. We just finished Shovel Knight, Shovel of Hope. We just finished Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. All those breakout videos are in the description down below, and I'll probably leave cards at the end of this video anyway, so that way you guys can click them afterwards. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. Let your friends know what I do here. I play video games after work. I talk about video games after work, and I have a show called the After Work Show, which is actually what you're watching right now. But I talk about things happening in the gaming industry, and most of it's Nintendo related. A lot of my content is Nintendo related on this channel, so if you're into that sort of thing, then you're in the right place. YouTube.com/JoAfterWork. I'm on Twitch, JoAfterWork. If you just search JoAfterWork, you're gonna find it. I'll see you guys next time. So with that, take care. Love y'all.